We're all enjoying the sunshine. So first of all, we're going to have Leigh Lewis, who is going to give us a Devar Torah. Are you ready, Leigh? Have you remembered? You're muted.
I'm not muted anymore.
Oh.
Have I remembered? Good evening, everyone. Good Shabbos. I think no matter what I want to talk about, I think our thoughts, specifically this week, must go to the families and the friends of those people tragically murdered in Nottingham. It's an awful thing to happen. It's a terrible thing to happen. And now, as I say, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family and friends. But this week hasn't only been about that incident. There have been 3 other big incidents that have taken up the headlines. And in no particular order, there's the one of Berlusconi, the ex-Italian president, dying. And when he first was elected, he was elected because he was so rich, they thought he was incorruptible. Well, they got that wrong. And he turned out to be worse than anybody else. The second incident is really about Donald Trump, who has been charged with all sorts of things in America. It sounds, some people say it's a witch hunt and others, but he does so much wrong. And of course, everybody is a liar and out of step and all the rest of it. And maybe finally he's going to be found out. And of course, the third person is our own blonde bombshell, Boris Johnson, who after all that's gone on, finally resigns as an MP, takes the Chiltern Hundreds so that he can't be suspended or anything else. What these 3 people have in common is they all think that they are the greatest, and they're not. They all think that whatever they do, people are going to believe them, people are going to follow and fall in line. But it all becomes just a show that they really don't know what they're doing. When we look at this week's Sidra of Shelach Lecha, we see that there is the appointment of 12 spies, 12 tops of each of the tribes. They're not the same people who were mentioned 2 weeks ago in Nassau, when the princes bring their gifts for the dedication of the sanctuary. These are 12 different people. The order of the tribes is different, again, in how they're named. The commentators say that of those 12, the first person mentioned, which is from the tribe of Reuven, was the cleverest, was the brightest, the most intelligent, the greatest of the other 11, of the remaining 11, of all the 12. The second one was the next greatest. Caleb gets mentioned third, and Yehoshua gets mentioned fifth. So they are chosen because they are the cleverest, the best, the brightest hopes of all of the tribes. But there is something different even in the way they're named. All the tribes, it says, Ulamate and whatever the tribe is, and then the name of the person. Except the tribe of Manasseh, where it says Lamate Yosef, Lamate Manasseh, and whoever that is. Because Manasseh is half the tribe of Joseph. And the other half is Ephraim, which is Joshua's tribe. And yet he doesn't have that introduction. And the rabbis say that Joshua was different, and the tribe of Ephraim were different. They didn't do the other things. They were more reliable. Anyway, as the story goes on, we know that 10 of the tribes bring back a bad report, and the argument continues. And that's the greatest, the most intelligent win the argument. They're able to fool the people into believing that the Eretz Yisrael will be a bad place, that everything is wrong for them to go into the land, that they should continue wandering around for a bit longer to try to rectify things. And there's a lesson to be learned by us. And the lesson that we should learn is that just because somebody has great stature doesn't mean they're always the best person for the job. It means that everything they say we should evaluate, we should think of very carefully. And we should not always follow the crowd. We should think and listen very carefully. Because if the more thoughtful people, like Yehoshua and Kalev had been listened to and had won the argument, the people would have entered the land a lot earlier. And all this trouble that goes on after this would never have occurred. And we have the same with our political leaders, if the word leader is right. We have to evaluate what they do. They are answerable to us. We don't just believe them because they say, I'm the leader, trust me. It doesn't work that way. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shakar.
Shakar, thanks so much, Leigh. That was really, yes, we should all be.
That was a dig.
Very, very good. Thank you. Okay, so now we come to Kabbalat Shabbat. And Rabbi Black, thank you for leading tonight. You're muted.
Yes, I'm okay. We're going to turn to page 256, or I'm going to share screen. Let's see if I can. I can. Okay, here we go. Right. Yadi, and please join in with me as I go through. Yadi nefesh of Harachamon, Meshoy Chavdecha, El Tzoyinecha, Yarut Savdecha, Kamo Ayal, Yishtachave, Emul Hadalecha, Yeravloi, Yedidoi Secha, Minofetzo, Vechol To'ama, Adonai, Zivoilam, Navshichoy Lach, Ahamotsecha, Oh, no, Elena, Refana, no, Beharoisla, no, Yam Zivecha, Astis Chazek, Vesis Ape, Bahayasa, La, Simcha Soilam, Balsik Yemuna, Rachamecha, Bechusana, Abenahu Becha, Akize, Ekama, Nichsoif, Nichsafti, Lidois Besifeles, Uzecha, Eile Chamda, Chamda Libi, V'chusana, ve'alti salam, igalena, u'plois chavivi alai, etzukas sheloi mecha, toyetes mikavoidecha, Nagila Benismachava Mahever Hivamoed V'chaneinu Kimei Olam Didi Mama, Didi Mama, Didi Mama, Yanai Nai, Didi Mama, Didi Mama, Didi Mama, Yanai Nai, Didi Mama, Didi Mama, Didi Mama, Yanai Nai, Didi Nai, Didi Nai, Didi Nai. Now on to Lachuna Ranana, chart Psalm number 95 on page 258, unless you want to follow me. Lachuna Ranana, La Doyana, that's all ye shenu, the Kapma Fonov, Basoida. Bismi rois, Nami Allah, Ki Akatol Adonai Melekadol, Akol Elohim, Asher Biad Mechikei Aretz, V'Saf Asamim Loi, Asher Lo Hayam V'Hu Asa, ויבש ידיו יצרו, לא ישתחווה ונכרעה, נפנחה לפני אדוני עשינו כי הוא אלוהינו, ואנחנו אמר ויסע ושון ידו היום, קדוש ישמע, תקשיבו לבבכם כמריבה, יום עשה במדבר, אשר ניסה אבותיכם בחנוני, כמה ופעלי, אבל יהי שנה הכות בדור. ואומר אמרתי לא יבבהם, והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי ויפי, אם יבואו אמרו חסי, שיבו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שיבו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שיבו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, תעשו מיום ליום ישוע, ספרו בגויים כבודי, בכל העמים נפלאי סף, כי גדול אדוני, ומעולם יורד, נויראו, על כל אלוהים, לילה כל אלוהי, העמים מלילים, ואדוני שומעים עושה, הוד והדף, לפניו וספרס במקדשו, הבו לאדוני משפחי סמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, מנחה, ובאו לחצרי שם לילה, השתחוו לאדוני בחדרת קודש, שימו פניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, הפנקן תבל ואל תימות, ידין עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים וסגל הארץ, ירם הים, ומלואי, יענו תדי, וכל אשר בוי, לי, ירננו כל הציוע, פני אדוני קיבה, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, והעמים באמונו סוי, לי, אדוני מלך תגל הארץ, ישמחו איים רבים, וענן וערפל, סביב הצדק ומשפט בכל כיסוי, איש לפניו תלך, וסלעית סביב, שרף, העירו ורקב תבל, ועשה ותחל הארץ, הרים קנו נגמה מסו לפני אדוני, ולפני אדוני כל הארץ, הגדיר השמיים סיכוי, וראו כל העמים כבודי, יבשו כל עובדי פסל, המתהללים באלילים, ישתחוו לו כל אלוהים, שמה ותשמח ציון, ותגלנה בניס יהודה, למען משפטך, אדוני, כי אתה אדוני עליון על כל הארץ, ויותנה לעיסה, על כל אלוהים אוהבי אדוני, צנרה, שומע נפש חסידיו, מיד ראשון צנם, זרו על הצדיק, ולאיש ונעים שמחה צדיקים באדוני, והוידו לזכר קודשו, מזמור שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש נפלא, עשה שיר לא ימינו עשה קודשו, הודי אדוני ישוע עשה, לנהגון כי לא סיכסוי, זכר חסדו ואמונו לבית ישראל, ברוך חסדו את ישוע אלוהינו, אבינו לאדוני כל הארץ פצמו זמרו לאדוני בחינו וכל זמר, חצוצרות בקול שופר, הריעו לפני Hamelech Adonai, Yira Mayamim Lo Yoytevel Yoyshveva. Nahanas Yimachalchav, Yachatarim Yeranenu, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Lishboi Ta'aretz, Lishboi Tevel, Betzedek, Va'amim B'meisharim, Adonai Malach, Yigutul Amim Yosef Tanot Sa'asat, Naifziam Kotok Lahum Kolim, Yodu Shibcha Kotok, another Kodeshu, Yos Melech Mishpata Heim. אתה קננת מישרים, משפט צדקה ביעקב אתה עשית, למתנה משתחוו, להדון רגב קודש, אוי שבי ההדון בכוי הדון, ושמואל בקיידי שמואל, קיידים אל אדוני, והוא יענן, בעמודנם, ידבר עליהם, Shamru Eidai Sab Lechaik, Nasan Namoy Adonai Eloheinu, Ata Anisam, Anasehai Italahem, V'nai Keima Lilai Sam, Ramamu, Adonai Eloheinu, V'hishtachamu, L'Kodsho, Kikadai, Adonai Eloheinu, Mizmonatai, Havul Adonai B'nei Edim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Lai Lai Lai, Havul Adonai, Kavod Shemois, Havul Adonai, V'Hatlas Kodesh, Kavod Adonai, Al Hamoyim, El HaKavod Hi Adonai, Al Hamayim Rabim, Kol Adonai, V'Kol Lai Lai Lai, Kol Adonai Be'Hadon, Kol Adonai Shoveh Aladim, V'Shoveh Adonai Esasei Halvanom, V'Yakidem Kemoeja Lebon, V'Sihir Yom Kemon, Then V'Yei Lai Lai Lai, Kol Adonai, Kol Hotzei, Kol Adonai, Yachel Mi'Liba, Yachil Adonai, Nidbar Kodesh, Kol Adonai, Yachol Elai Yolos, Vayetov, Ye'olos, U'Beheichalo, U'lo Yomekavod, Lai Lai Lai, Adonai, La'amahabum Yoshav, Vayeshev Adonai, Melech Li'olam, Adonai Yos, Li'amo Yiteng, Adonai, Yevareches Amo, V'Shalom. Lechadoidi Kraskalo, Pene Shabbos Nekabalo, Lechadoidi Kraskalo, Pene Shabbos Nekabalo, Shama V'Zacha, V'Dibu Echad Tishmiyanu, Elam Yuchad Adonai Yechad, Ushmo Yechad, L'Shem U'L'Tiferes, V'L'Tfilah, Lechadoidi Kraskalo, Pene Shabbos Nekabalo, Likran Shabbos, Lechu V'Nelecha Ki B'Kol, Habaracha, May Rosh Mikedem, Nasucha, Soif Maaseh, B'Machshava Techila, Lechadoidi, Likras Galo, Pene Shabbos, Nekabalo, Mikdash Melech, Imelucha, Kumi Seimi, Toicha Hapicha, Lach Sheves, B'Yemek Habacha, Yachamal alaychem lo, Lechadoidi, Likras Kalo, Pele Shabbos Nekabalo, His Naari, Me'afako, Miliv Shibigday, Tifavatecha, Miyal Yad Ben Yishai, Beis Alachmi, Kava Nafshi Gayalo, Lechadoidi, Likras Kalo, Pele Shabbos Nekabalo, he Soimari, Kiva Oirech, Tomi Oiri, Ori, Sheda Baby Kavaida Danai, Alai Nikla, La Chadoidi, Likras Kala, Kane Shabbos, Nekabala, change tunes. Loi say voi shiva loi si kami ma tings the kaki o ma tehemi baha akakasu ani yami benifna sa I altila lai le khatoi di le kraskala ne Shabbos ne kabbalah le khatoi di le kraskala ne Shabbos ne kabbalah behind you, in Shisa, Shai Sayik, the Rokaku call, Bevaloyek, Yasin, Salayik, Elohoyik, Kinsas Kosana Hakalo, Lai, Lekhatoi di Likraskala. Perne Shabbos ne Kabbalah, Lekhatoi di Likraskala. Perne Shabbos ne Kabbalah, la Yom Musmo, Tifahunsi, Vian Santonai, Tavinsi, la Yadish, Ben Pohansi, Vahanis Machav, and Ogilai, La Chadoidi, Likraskala. Perne Shabbos ne Kabbalah, Lechadoidi, Likraskala, Perne Shabbos ne Kabbalah, la Boing Shalai, Ateles Kala, Gaham Besimcha, Uvetzahala, la Tochem Uvune, Ansegula. Boing Chala, La Fadoidi, Litraskala, Perne Shabbos ne Kabbalah, Lechadoidi, Litraskala, Perne Shabbos ne Kabbalah. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're going to go to page 12 in the Siddur, and we're going to sing Yigdal, the 13 Principles of Faith. This is a poem which is based on the 13 Principles of Faith. Danny, you're going to stand up now and tell me what they are. No? Don't worry.
I'll leave that to you.
Oh, I'm not going to do it now, but these are based on the 13. You can read it in English. It's very, very interesting.
Don't we read it every morning?
Well, some people do. Not everybody does. I have to tell you, not everybody does. But it's a lovely thing. It's a lovely poem. 13th century, about 13th century. Okay. And the tune, this tune comes from the 18th century. It comes out of a church, but I'm not going to go into that. It goes like this. Yigdal Elohim Chaim ve'yishtabach nimtzor v'yeines el metziuso echad v'yein yochid k'yichudo nelam v'gam ein sof li'achdusoi ein lo'idavus hagov v'yein oigov like na'arei chelav kedushosoi kadmon lechol davar asher nivra Shom v'yein reishis l'reishiso Adon olam l'chol notza Yorek etulaso malchuso Shefa nevuaso inesano El anshei seguloso v'sifta l'toy L'kam ben Yisrael K'moi she'oid Nabi u'mahabit Esther munoso Torah emes, nosan li moel, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו, לא יכל לפועל ולא יאמין דעשוי, ליהי לעמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע ששרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלון, נויסן לראש הרע כריש עשוי, ישלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לפתוס מחכה קץ ישו עשוי, משים יחייל ולא יבחסנוי, ברוך אתה היד שם תהילסוי, משים יחייל ברוב חסנוי, ברוך אתה היד came to heal us all.
Right, thank you, Rabbi Black.
That was really lovely, Rabbi Black. Thank you very much, Rabbi Black. That was
Thank you,
lovely.
Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi Black.
Thank you, Leigh.
Shalom.
Your
Thank you,
devotion.
Leigh. Bye.